Rosselli Northern supports upstate New York construction with over 400 employees, 250 trucks, 9 ready-mix plants, 4 blacktop plants, and 40 aggregate mines. But their most important number is your bottom line. Contact them today to see why Rosselli Northern has been the choice for contractors and project managers across upstate New York since 1929.
March 6, 2024. I'm Jim Seneca inside the FLX1.com studios in Seneca Falls, New York. And today I'll be joined by Liz Becht, Ted Novak, and Fred Capozzi from Seneca Falls Rotary. We're going to talk about what Rotary is and then specifically what's going on with Seneca Falls Rotary, including a lot of events coming up as we head into spring here in the Finger Lakes. So it should be a fun episode. And also, we're going to talk a little bit, if we get time, about the history of this building that we're actually in. There was a post on Facebook in the Seneca Falls group, Memories of Seneca Falls group this week, that got some conversation going about it. So these guys all have experience with this building, where our office is located. So stick around. Should be a good 30 minutes here, good show. Sponsored today by Seneca Falls Acupuncture. Springtime allergies got you down. Research shows acupuncture can help relieve seasonal allergy symptoms, including itchy, watery eyes, sneezing, congestion, sinus headache, and more. If you're struggling to enjoy the warmer weather because your allergy symptoms kick up as soon as you're outside, give acupuncture a try. You can book online at SenecaFallsAcupuncture.com or call their friendly team at 607-216-8112. And also, Auburn Auto Group. When it comes to selection and service after the sale, Auburn Auto Group has been the premier destination for new and used car buyers for close to 40 years. Among the brands offered on Route 5 in Auburn include Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Honda, Toyota, and Subaru. Thanks to their wide range of makes and models, you're sure to find your new or used car at Auburn Auto Group. So, auburnautogroup.com. So, thanks for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having us.
And I'll start with you, Liz. Seneca Falls Rotary. You're the president, along with Julie Blown, co-presidents.
Yes.
What is Rotary Club, and a little background on Seneca Falls Rotary Club?
Okay. So Rotary is a service organization, and Rotary's motto is service above self. And Seneca Falls Rotary supports a lot of local projects. And we also have an international project in Malawi. And pretty much we do fundraisers to raise money to support these projects that we have.
And, you mentioned, I think you have an impact certainly on a lot of things in Seneca Falls, but also Malawi. So there is that component to it. Can you explain a little bit about why or how that came about?
Dave Markle is our person that goes to Malawi for us and makes sure that our project is running and everything is going smoothly over there. We supply pumps with the help of ITT Gould's pumps. They are treadle pumps, so the villagers there will use the treadle pumps to get the water to their crops, and it doesn't support just that village, it supports thousands of people in Malawi.
And is that part of the Rotary mission, not to expand beyond just your local community in kind of...
Rotary is also international,
right.
Has an international component.
And it is a piece of international organization, right? So you got Seneca Falls Rotary Club, but you're part of a larger Rotary effort.
We're part of District 7120, which includes the Rochester area down to Geneseo, that part of the state also.
Okay. And Fred, you former chief of police, Fred Capozzi. Everybody from Seneca Falls knows that. You're involved in Rotary, and what compels you to be a part, and what are some of the benefits, personally, from being involved?
Well, actually, I joined Rotary a little over 5 years ago, and the reason was because I want to give back to the community that was so good to me for all the years that I've lived here. My take on Rotary is that we do so much for everyone, and we ask nothing in return for it other than for other people to support us, so our shareholders, that other organizations, we can help support them by either financially or by doing work for them. So it's probably one of the most rewarding things that I've done since I've retired. I was a member of other service clubs, but this seems to be the most rewarding to me.
Yeah, and Ted, there is a lot of retired people that are in Rotary, but also not. I'm an associate member. I feel embarrassed. I don't come to the meetings and stuff, but it is something I hope to do when I retire.
Please do.
Retire as well. But the one thing that stood out to me the most with Rotary that I think about a lot in other things I do is that the four-way test. The four-way test, right?
Is it the
Explain a
truth?
little bit about the four-way test.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
So if you think about that, you can apply that to almost anything
Oh,
that you do in life.
Absolutely.
In
It'll make you a better person if you follow those 4 points.
right.
You know, go back to something, talking a little bit about Rotary though. Was it last year or the year before we celebrated the 100th anniversary of this club? So it's got a huge history in the community. And I can remember growing up in town here and all the different members that have participated in the club. So
Yeah, there's not many organizations that span 100 years. Seneca Falls Country Club about to celebrate their 100th year next year, if you can believe that. And I was trying to think, because I'm on the board down there, of what other organizations have really been around for 100 years. So Rotary's one of them.
did Mike Farrar tell you that you're changing the name to the club to the Seneca Falls Rotary Country Club?
No, you didn't tell me that. We'll vote on it probably next
He
week.
told us last week.
Of course, your meetings are there on Tuesday,
Yes.
right?
We meet
He
there
actually
every
ordered the sign.
And so meetings every Tuesday, open to anyone?
Yes, our meetings are 12 o'clock at the Seneca Falls Country Club on Tuesdays. Anyone can come in, see what we're all about. And if you want to be a new member, we have 41 members currently. And we welcome anyone to come in and sit down, have lunch, listen to what goes on that day. We have a program every week. Someone different comes in and talks about their organization or any subject that might be interesting to them. And we're always looking for new members.
And the membership process, if you did decide you wanted to join, you have to be sponsored or?
Someone would sponsor you and you fill out a form, the board approves it, and then your name goes in front of the whole club, and if there's not any objections, you become a member.
Very simple
It's
process.
very simple.
It sounds more complicated than it
Yeah.
actually
Yes.
is.
And we mentioned Rotary being part of an international organization, but as far as Seneca Falls Rotary goes, what are some of do you work with other Rotary clubs in the immediate area?
We've worked with Waterloo in doing some cleanup projects, and we have one scheduled around Earth Day this year. I believe it's on the trail from Waterloo to Geneva to clean up there.
And I think I've seen Seneca Falls Rotary takes care of the Katie Stanton Park, is that true?
Park right across from Little Italy.
Yeah, right. The Elizabeth Cady Stanton part overviews the knitting mill and canal. Yeah, it's a very high-profile part of town as people drive through on 5 and 20 and Fall Street. So things like that. I mean, sometimes I think a lot of people in the community wonder how certain things get done. And Rotary Club facilitates a lot, as do other organizations, and it does make an impact.
There's a lot behind the scenes too, because last year we put in a new sink in the sorting room at the House of Concern, and Ted, Fred, and Rich Fredenberg did the whole thing as far as ordering, putting it in, and it's really served a good purpose for the House of Concern, because what they had was
And we
not
also,
good, right?
and we also put cabinets in for them for a service area in the break room.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very important group for what they do for the community, and it's great to hear that they're being supported. And I guess Rotary, in a way, is a mechanism to facilitate the support. Like, it's at these meetings sometimes, do people ever come to Rotary and say, hey, we have this need? Is there any way you guys can help?
Yes.
Yeah,
Always.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We always get requests, and the board will talk about it, and most things we do, some things we just,
We just had a
Yes.
board meeting yesterday and approved some funding for project graduation that's coming up for after the senior ball, right?
Yeah, my daughter will benefit from that. She's a senior, so. I'm glad you-
Actually, our club will go out, and if we see something that needs to be done, we'll actually go out and do it without even a request. You know, we had a local business that had a tremendous fire a year and a half ago, and we went out and we did a appreciation day for them. We cooked out for them and fed the employees, you know, thing at their new business, so.
Yep, remember that, yeah. So all good things, and it's also a chance, you know, to become involved if you're someone that has some time and you want to, you know, help out in the community. You don't know where, you know, Rotary would be a great place to, you know, start that. And of course, make great relationships with fellow club members too, meeting Tuesday and then working together on these projects. And so, especially if you're new to a community, I think that's something you'd want to look at too, is maybe get involved in Rotary, and that's a good way to meet people. So, yeah, it's all in all a good thing. As for all the help you do, you need to raise funds though as well to facilitate some of the things you do. So you hold a lot of different events throughout the year. So what's on the calendar coming up this year?
So our next event is March 23rd. It's the Chocolate and Wine Extravaganza. It's at the Lux in Waterloo. And that event is it's $20 to get in. And then there are vendors who give samples of their product. And it's, I have a list if I want to read
Sure.
some. I didn't want to forget anybody if I said it. But we have Buttonwood, 680 Cellars, Montezuma, Finger Lake Cider House, Smoke and Tails, It's a Wonderful Bakery, Simply Homemade, Cafe 19, Perfect Pear, which is a new
The Old
restaurant
Village
that's
Deli,
opening over on Baird Street.
Ben Bird and Tamika.
Yes, yes. So they reached out to us. So people would come in and go around and sample everything that people have to offer, but the vendors can also sell their product. So if you tasted something that you liked, you can purchase something there. And it also is a very large and very nice silent auction during the event.
So that's coming up soon, March 23rd, and then what else is coming up throughout the summer?
Well, we're starting a new project this year, and this will be the first time we're going to be doing it. It's called the Rotary Flag Project, and it's going to be right outside the studio here. It's going to be in Academy Square thing. We're going to have 100 flags that we're going to put applications out for anybody that wants to purchase a flag for $30. And it'll have a card underneath that will be connected to the flag, and it'll have the veteran's name with also the color on the ribbon of the service branch that they were in. We plan on putting them out the 23rd of May and keep them out until June 1st. And the applications that to get a flag will actually be online on our website, and then also available from Rotary members. Now, one thing that I do have to tell you is that we only do at this point in time have 100 flags, so it's going to be first come, first serve.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be quite a sight then.
Yeah, it's something new. A couple other Rotary clubs, one in the area, but a lot of them out of state do it. And we thought that would be a new venture to be able to put, especially up for Memorial Day, because the Memorial Day services are on the other side of the monument over towards Cuga Street.
Okay. And then a golf tournament every summer, right?
Yep.
And
That's right.
What's the date for that if somebody wants to save the date?
The golf tournament is on Friday, June the 14th. Normally, we have it on Juneteenth, but the club, Seneca Falls Country's Club, is having or sponsoring the Cancer Society tournament that day. So,
Oh, from Generations Bank tournament, sure.
yeah, so we're going to move ours to the 14th.
Which is probably a Wednesday,
It's a Friday.
a Friday?
Yep.
Okay. And then something new this year, I think it's new, the Summer Barbecue Series.
Well, we've had the barbecues ever since I've joined the club, and before that, Dave Swenson was kind of the head of that. Now Fred and I are taking over for it. We've got 12 events that we'll be cooking for this year. Miranda Cheese, the Canal Days, although I just found out last night that the dates for that have changed. Usually it's towards the end of June.
Right.
Now they bumped it up to the beginning of June, so we're going to have to work with that. But we do music in the park a couple of times, and then we have some freebies there too. We'll cook out for the Trinity Episcopal Neighbors Night Out event, and that's all free. And also the Seneca County Neighbor Night Out, and that's all for free for youths. And then we also cook out for the,
Seneca Falls Play Program.
Right.
correct.
We pick one day during the summer and go to the play program and cook out hot dogs and ice cream for them.
Okay, speaking of youth, I think every year we have a couple honorary Rotarians from that are students at Minders.
Oh, yeah.
How does that program work, and is that something they can put on their college resume? And it's a nice experience to get them involved. See, for a young person to see, what a local charitable group might look like.
We have junior Rotarians. They are selected by the faculty at Minders. And then we also have an Interact Club that is composed of students from 9th through 12th grade. And anyone can join that. And they're like an appendix of ours. They do service projects with us, like they've made cards for the nursing homes, and let's see what else. They have bake sales, and they're trying to raise enough money to send a Malawian student to school, to a nicer school than what they have there. And so that's how anyone can join the Interact Club. And the junior Rotarians do come to our meetings on Tuesday. Different ones come every week. And we also just got done sponsoring an oratorical contest, which is for juniors in high school who create a speech on ethics using the Rotary's four-way test, and then they compete in competitions for the whole district for scholarships.
Nice. So there's definitely a lot of layers to it and a lot of opportunities. If you become a member of Rotary, you have a certain passion or set of skills that you can apply to one of these particular events, or one of the many things that Rotary accomplishes. So it's definitely a great thing. And again, Seneca Falls Country Club meetings on Tuesdays at noon, which right on Route 89. And if you want more information, you can go to their website, which I think is senecafallsrotary.org. Is
Yes.
that right? .org. Yeah. And that's also where you can find out some information on some of these events. The chocolate, the one coming up next is what's the official name of that, the chocolate event?
Chocolate and Wine Extravaganza.
Chocolate and Wine Extravaganza, March 23rd. That's at the old Holiday Inn, now the Lux. And then something interesting, the Flag Project, something new, 100 flags in May throughout Memorial Day weekend, right out in front of our office here at Academy Square in Seneca Falls. And then, of course, golf tournament, that's June 14th. So definitely a lot going on. And I wanted to take this opportunity, too, as I mentioned on the top of the show, to maybe talk about this building that we're in. It's the original Minders Academy High School. I went to school here only in 4th grade. It was the last year it was a school. After that, my 5th grade year, I think I went to Katie Stanton. But you guys go to high school? Anybody go to high school here?
No.
So it was like a middle school.
Not that
Was it-
old.
my father did, I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
it did.
yeah.
So it was a junior high school or middle school when you guys were here first?
Junior high.
Junior high.
Junior high.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'd walk over still to the cafeteria at the other building.
Yep,
Yep.
First Ward Building.
That was kind of unique.
The shop classes were over in the First Ward School, which is around the corner where the cafeteria was.
But Ted, you taught here, and you were part of the team that transitioned away. Just talk a little bit about what that was like.
Well, I started teaching in 1971, 4th grade here on the 2nd floor. I think it's now been converted into a shower room. It's strange. I'm sitting in what was the balcony.
Of the auditorium, yeah.
It's a beautiful transition, though. Did a nice job. And then I think it was 1985, the Board of Education decided that they needed to consolidate a bit, and they decided to close this building down and move everybody into Stanton and to the middle school or junior high up off of Minders Academy.
Yeah, it was an amazing job that the owners of this building are Matt and John Parrott. And I remember when I was looking to move from our location, which was on the canal side of downtown for Finger Lakes 1, Dana Allen owned the building, and it was transitioning from him to the new owner.
Rotarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And so I came and looked at this place, and I was like, nah, sorry, this isn't going to work. It literally looked like you might imagine Willard looked after being abandoned. You know, the hallways had paint peeling off, and the floors were cracked, and it had a little bit of a smell to it, and the lighting was horrible. Everything about it was like, no, sorry, you know. But then they called me back and showed me like their plans for renovations, and you know, I said, you know what? And I always like the idea of a old historic building, and and if there's ever like a hurricane up here, this is a building to be in.
That's right.
This thing is never going anywhere. It's solid. It's made of concrete and brick and steel, and it's a really, really sound structural building. But the transformation that they made has been amazing. They were committed to it. For everything from the gymnasium in the bottom floor, which has been renovated, to the auditorium that's on the other side of these windows here. They did a fantastic job, and it really is a unique place, and it's maintained its historical, I think, integrity while still being kind of modernized. And modernized is almost a bad word too, because it's almost like a really fresh coat of paint that they did, but with everything, flooring. And it's a huge building, but the capacity is full. We have most of the third floor here. Our studio's part of it. Our offices are another part. And then the second floor is the Elmira Psychiatric Center, which sometimes gets interesting, but they're great tenants and neighbors. They do a great job. And then the first floor, you have various local businesses and organizations that use it. So it's pretty cool to see an historic building. One thing that brought this top of mind was on Facebook, in the Memories of Seneca Falls group, there was a post about this building and the history of it. And it's really fascinating. Before this building was built, there was another building that was the original high school. And as the community grew, not big enough, so they had to build this.
Well, there was a Seneca Falls Academy. That was the first high school. And then Wilhelmus Minders donated the land that the building is on, and his one stipulation is that it always be used for education, and it contained his name. So it became the first Minders Academy, but that building wasn't constructed well, and it had to be demolished, and this building was erected, and it went right through about 1950 as a high school, and then they opened up the current Minders Academy. Current Minders Academy is the longest running high school in the community, over 60-some years.
In terms of the organization or the physical location?
Of it being a Minders Academy.
Right.
It outdates this one, this
Okay.
building,
Yeah, and
as
it's
far as a high school.
a lot of times, especially in sports, maybe you go to other towns and say, well, you're from Minders Academy. They think it's a private school.
Yeah.
It did originally was a private school.
Yes.
Well back, I think even before this building was built, it was you had to pay a tuition, and so thus the name Minders Academy, I suppose, and it just stuck. So, but there's lots of academies: Canandaigua Academy, Penn Yan Academy, but they're all public schools. But yeah, just a little quick history lesson, I suppose. Or we could do probably a whole show about it. Maybe I should think about doing that. An hour long, get some people in here and talk about the history of Minders Academy, because there is a lot to it, and I think people there's a historical marker outside along Cuga Street that says original site of Minders Academy. I think people pass that and it might not really process, but there was so much to it to get to where we are today, and also to support rising and decreasing populations. Obviously grew out of this facility and had to go to the new one, and now for the past several years we see declining populations and different types of challenges. So Yeah, another show for another day. But appreciate you guys all coming in, talk about Seneca Falls Rotary. Again, upcoming, the Chocolate and Wine Extravaganza on March 23rd at the Lux, the former Holiday Inn. That's an annual event that everybody has a great time, a lot of local vendors, good way to get out. And what, March 23rd, is that, what night of the week is that?
It's a Saturday. It's from 4 to 7.
4 to 7, okay. And then if you're interested in looking into potentially getting a flag for the flag project, SenecaFallsRotary.org would be the place to go. Save the date of June 14th for the golf tournament. And then if you're interested in learning more, come to the Seneca Falls Country Club any Tuesday at noon, or reach out to any Rotary member for more information. But enjoyed it. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
And thanks everyone for joining us. If you enjoyed the show, click like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back next Wednesday. Until then, have a great weekend here in the Finger Lakes.